to the towing here. This may be the second towing video. The first one was just kind of running down from the house and back, and just seeing how it done with the weight of the excavator and the empty trailer. But this one I've already towed, went and done a job coming back, so not too bad. It, you know, you want to keep some RPM up where it's the gas engine obviously staying, you know, it's power band, but you know, it's no slouch for a gas engine, but it ain't no diesel either. But I mean, I'm still happy with it. So probably would like to have some airbags maybe. You know, it don't take the weight as well as the dually did. I did raise the coupler up one more notch or hole, or extended it out, however you want to say it. So it raised the tongue of the trailer by a couple of inches, and I think it does good with this truck at that. So I like that it's raised up. It seems to be a little bit better. But right now you can see probably the off-road status. You know, I can see kind of how steep I'm going, and you know, it's not too fast of a road here. So, you know, one lane road, kind of curvy. It's going to get really steep here pretty soon, so we'll kind of see how that goes. But we'll get some 360 footage, you know, showing the trailer and the truck, you know, best I can anyway. And you know, maybe you'll hear and see the RPMs when we get on these big hills, and you know, see what kind of speed we're doing and how steep they are. So it's you know, it's a lot different than, you know, just towing in the city or in the flat or on the highway. It's a little more involved. You know, it's kind of one of the reasons I wish these manufacturers still had a heavy-duty truck with a manual transmission. That you know, being able to select your gear and just stay there is you know, very beneficial when you're in this slow, steep terrain. So that would be nice, but oh well. You know, that ain't probably going to happen. So yeah, we'll just make do with what we can here. And this truck rides good, drives good, you know, unloaded. So I mean, you know, I guess this is a fair trade-off because I don't tow all the time. But you know, what bit of towing I do, is this, you know, actually does pretty good. You know, could be some things that are better, and there obviously could be things that could be worse. You know, so we'll just make the best of it. But anyway, let's just keep an eye on some of this towing stuff here and see what she does. Towing on the highway, there was some pretty decent grades. You know, we was able to maintain highway speeds, 55, 60 mile an hour, something like that. But you know, I was actively shifting myself and staying where I wanted, and anticipating, you know, the hills. And basically I just kept it flat on the floor and kept it up in the RPMs, and you know, she maintained speed. You know, I picked up a little bit of speed there. One hill you know, a road I pulled out onto, basically you pull right out on the hill, and you know, the speed limit's 55. So I pulled out flat on the floor, you know, made sure she stayed up in the RPMs, and we actually accelerated up to where we should have been. So did okay. Here's a little bit of a hill. See how she dropped the RPMs there. I think it's in 8 or 9% on there maybe, and that was one of the faster hills. So I didn't shift it down, I just let it kind of do its thing there. I mean, I shifted down to third, but let it kind of do its thing. It probably should have went on down to second, but there she unlocked and slipped where I was left in automatic. You know, you could tell the torque converter was unlocked there. I don't know if you can tell or not. I don't really notice a lot of that in this truck. But you know, that's one of the reasons I wanted this transmission was, you know, kind of what I'd seen online, and it's really hard to tell, but there you could tell that it unlocked and was slipping, trying to stay in third. Keeps getting narrower and narrower, and here shortly it's going to start getting steeper and steeper, and we'll see what she does. Just give her another gear there, a little bit of a stretch. Now curvy, got to slow down in case we meet somebody. Taking these roads about as fast as I can in the spots that I can see, you know. But like right here's a tight blind curve, so I'm gonna have to slow way down for this. Still holding in the third here. I'm gonna go to second right here in a second. It's gonna start going uphill, so we'll see how she does in a second. Flat on the floor. See 6%, 7% on this thing, and it's not able to maintain. It's trying to slow down. Not quite 20 mile an hour. I need to give her first. Tries to spin. There's second again. Flat on the floor, just above 20. See how steep it's getting. Now it's a tight curve. I'm just gonna go ahead and go to first. Gotta run off the road here to make the turn. See that there or not? I believe I'm just gonna hold first for the rest of the way up this, because it's gonna get a lot steeper right here. Hopefully I don't meet somebody in this curve. This is a switchback basically. I can't see. I'm trying to look way ahead and see if anything's coming. Can't see for the trees, but that's first gear, flat on the floor. There. Let's give her a second now. Let's see what the transmission temperature looks like here. So 221, oil 221, coolant 211. So I made her up the hill, almost to the top. Didn't like coming up that. It just, I don't know, something sounded not too happy, so I don't know if it caught that on video or not, but it didn't care too much for that hill. This cow don't walk out in front of him. Yep. Get out the way. Transmissions went up to 227. Engine oil 217. Coolant 193. Not sure where they really want to live at, but the transmission does run a lot hotter in this thing than I was used to with the Ram. That the Eisen, like 165, I'd get her like 180s, somewhere in the 180s, you know, towing, because you know, some, like I say, these big hills, sometimes the torque converter won't get a chance to lock in, and I thought that was getting hot, but I mean, look at this one. So the transmission's starting to cool down. Let's go back to our truck info. Get our steepness back up here. So we're in second gear. And we're going to start down a hill here. This is one of the hills I went up and down in the first tow video. Now we're just going to stay locked in first this time when we go back up it, because I tried to hit second and it didn't like it. So this is what I like about a gooseneck. If this was a little bit shorter of a gooseneck, it'd be nice in these little tight areas. Kind of wish I'd gotten the hydraulic dovetail, because it had just a tiny bit shorter wheelbase but more overhang. But oh well, you live and you learn, huh? Let's see, let's lock us in first here. Go with this heel. No trouble if we keep up the RPM. I like that the buttons on the stalk or on the shifter arm. On the Ram, it was on the steering wheel, and dang, if that didn't get aggravating if you got in a curvy road trying to shift. Lord, that was just all kinds of aggravating. On the highway, it's pretty good, but this one's a lot better because I know exactly where my button's at. If I need to shift gears or anything, it's right there where I can get to it real easy and not on the steering wheel. Alright, back to first gear. We're in four-wheel drive because we're in the gravel. Let's get some speed up here. So hopefully we don't spin out on this. A lot harder to do this and hold a camera than just doing it when I'm not worried about filming it. I got to turn here to swing up my driveway. Alright, we're locked in first. We're missing our culverts. We're sort of aimed at the driveway. So, hey, let's lock the rear. Give us some extra traction. Traction because it's a spinning. And it's trying to kick in all the as the radio come on for some reason. Thought it was kicking on some safety stuff there. This truck spins a lot more than the Ram does coming up through here. Or the Ram did. According to what kind of towing that you're actually doing, but this will get it done. Not as good as a dually, not as good as a diesel, but she got her done. That's what matters. So let's see here. I didn't really get a chance to look at how steep that was. It's in the other video, but you see here, transmission 223, engine oil 213, and coolant's 209. I guess that could have been worse. All right, so we made it home. I squatted a little bit with the weight. I moved the excavator on back just to fuzz more, and strapped her down that time, so did pretty good. Anyway, let's get out here and go on something else.